What this motion, I will say, or this resolution that we're proposing, started probably back in June of this year when I met with the executive director of Comida, as they were trying to explain to me what might come down the pipe with Coca-Cola Fairlife's application for tax exemption status through Comida. We had a town board workshop on July 12th and did a 6-page PowerPoint that Paul Adams helped with, Donna Comar, our assessor, that basically separated some fact from fiction in the town of Webster the last 20 years on Comida, tax exemption, payment in lieu of taxes, pilot agreements, and also on host community agreements. I think there was a proliferation over the years that the town of Webster always entered into host community agreements and didn't adhere to the tax exemptions of Comida, and we were able to show through historical records of the last 20 years that actually was not the case, especially not the case when you have big developers coming to town. On September 19th, Coca-Cola's highest executive working on this project here, the Coke Fairlife plant, and 2 of their attorneys from Barclay Damon, Charlie, and also their tax attorney from Coke, asked for a meeting with Deputy Supervisor Cataldi, myself, Paul Adams is our finance director, and Charlie Genesi is our town attorney. Over the next couple of weeks after that meeting, we did a lot of questions, a lot of due diligence, a lot of history on finding out over the years when you have a Comida deal that goes over the standard 10 years, which Coke was applying for 20, how does it work? How much does the town have a say? Somewhere at the end of September, and I've said since the beginning, the Coca-Cola Fairlife deal for the town of Webster is not, it can't be handled like a 50-house subdivision. It's got to be handled in totality. It has got a lot of tentacles. Basically, Coke came out and said, here's the schedule we're proposing for Comida over the next 20 years, and it aggregated to $2.2 million to the town of Webster, payments in lieu of taxes for those 20 years during the exemption schedule. To give a point of reference on that, last year the taxes on the 120 acres of grass, that is the field where they'll build the plant, was slightly under $7,000 in town taxes. So if it remains grass for the next 20 years, the town can, at today's dollars, assume they would get $140,000 over those 20 years. So the $2.2 million that Comida had in their proposal is different than $140,000, but we basically worked out something with Coke outside of Comida that is a separate schedule that is another $663,000 that the town will get payments in lieu of taxes over the next 20 years. So when you take the Comida payments of $2.2 million and the $660,000 from the separate agreement that the town has, and that separate agreement is between the town and Coke. To the best of my knowledge, Coke does not have a separate agreement with the school district, nor do they have it with the county. They are just, the county and the school district will get their Comida pilot payments. The aggregate of those ends up being $2.9 million that the town will receive in payments over the next 20 years. That's my Reader's Digest of this. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Patty, did you do the honors?
I'm just pulling up my agenda. I would move to approve the guaranteed payment schedule between Coke Fairlife and the town of Webster and authorize the town supervisor to sign said agreement.
Second.
Councilwoman Cody?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Lynn?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. One last thing I want to say before we move on to the next one is that the town is very lucky to have Paul Adams as our finance director, Patty Vitaldi as our deputy supervisor, and Charlie Genesi as our town attorney, because, yeah, I think that $663,000 didn't just come out of nowhere. That was a very good team effort, and I thank you guys for